Well, I've known Dana Sanders for a little over 8 years now. She transferred to our school right before the 2003-2004 school year, and I saw her enthusiasm for teaching and learning during that first interview that we had. She let us know immediately about her high expectations, her plans for daily communication with parents, and her plans to make sure that each child was successful in her classroom. And I knew from that minute she had to be on the staff and she was going to be a wonderful addition. Over the years, Dana continues to impress me. She has a can-do, never-give-up attitude. I don't think she's ever told me no, and there's not very many people that have never told me no, but she's never told me no. As fourth grade team leader, cultural arts coordinator, committee chairs, K-TIP teacher mentor, problem-solving coach, SBDM representative, you name it, Dana has done it or helped to get it done. She was instrumental in developing and implementing the fourth grade intervention block last year. All 4 teachers working along with instructional assistants. They exchanged students, they provided interventions as well as enrichment at the same time. A very progressive measure for a traditional school, but she did it. She continues to pave and lead the way in reading this year as she has joined 5 colleagues in piloting the reading workshop approach to reading. Dana openly shares with us all her knowledge, her expertise, even her spaces and places. I love visiting her classroom and listening to her work with students. She has a print-rich, wonderful place for kids, technology-rich as well. She works really hard to build those relationships with each child and their family. And I know this attention and recognition is not easy for Dana, but it's very much earned. So sit back, relax, and enjoy every minute of your moment in the sun. Congratulations. And here is Mr. Gary Roedemeier.
It was in 1989 that WHAS and our ExCEL sponsors began the search for outstanding public school teachers with the purpose of telling the world about their accomplishments. It's kind of our Great Commission. Our original premise was that teachers simply do not get enough recognition for their hard work and for their positive impact on the community. And so for more than 20 years, we have sought to honor not only individual teachers, but the teaching profession, whatever that is. Teaching is the profession that creates all of the other professions in our society. It all starts right here. Teachers provide the foundation for people like doctors, engineers, business people, even journalists like me. And so we can each look back to that individual teacher who has had a profound effect on our lives and taught us how to learn and why it was important to learn. And so the ongoing search for teachers who excel in the classroom and in leadership at their individual schools brings us today to Greathouse, Shryock. It brings me to one sentence in Dana Sanders' letter of recommendation. The nomination reads, "Her students excel far beyond expectations. Her students excel." Wait a minute, we were looking for teachers who excel. We found Dana, but what we found is a career full of students who excel to proficiency and beyond. She helped boost them to that level. Dana works with whole classrooms, with small groups and individuals, taking time to assure that each student is successful. Each student, that's the key. Each individual student. Dana takes time to evaluate a student. She invests in each the learning process and knows even the things that interest you, the students, away from the classroom. She contacts parents on a daily basis. She makes daily notebooks on her students, and her motto is, you've probably heard this before, whatever it takes. What it takes is a lot of hard work and dedication. So Dana, we come today to recognize you for all the time you spend with each student, for the hours preparing before school and talking with parents after school. As one parent wrote, you made her son's elementary experience so pleasant that her child now simply loves school. You teach each student. You teach the love of learning. And because of that, we bring you the ExCEL Award to honor you and your chosen profession. Dana, would you please come forward? Of course, it's an apple. And the apple is the universal expression of a student's love and admiration for a special teacher. But Dana, I want you to know that this apple represents a community's appreciation for all that you have done for these students and for the students you have affected throughout your career. Congratulations, Dana. You are an accelerator.
On behalf of all the employees at LG&E and KU, it truly is a pleasure for me to be here today to honor such an exceptional teacher for the positive impact she has had on the lives of her students. At LG&E and KU, we feel strongly that education is the key to a brighter future and improving the quality of life for everyone. We contribute resources, talent, and ideas that make our communities great places to live and work. In addition to the financial support provided by LG&E and KU, we are proud of our employees' involvement in helping transform today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Because we have a passionate belief that we can make a difference in the world around us, our commitment to education in our communities is enduring. It has been told, as Gary has said and others, that Ms. Sanders is an exceptional teacher who always puts her students first. What has impressed so many is her willingness to go the extra mile with all the groups she encounters, students, parents, and colleagues. That her students love to come to school and that they know that she has that high expectation for them. But however, she knows that they can meet those expectations regardless of the disability. As Gary mentioned and others, Ms. Sanders' motto in the classroom is whatever it takes. And with that said, Ms. Sanders, I believe you have made that impact you've so desired and are one of the best and a leader in your profession. I'm so happy to award you today with something I know you'll put to good use in your classroom. Congratulations, and please come forward.
The ExCEL Award symbolizes the professionalism, the dedication, and the excellence of our teachers. But this award is not just important to teachers and administrators. It means a great deal to the students because you're seeing your teacher honored for her creativity and her commitment to education. We are grateful that LG&E KU and WHAS 11 support and honor great teachers like Dana Sanders. Ms. Sanders has been a popular teacher for 13 years, both with elementary and middle school students. Whether she's teaching an entire class, working with a small group, or providing one-on-one instruction, she closely monitors academic progress and really tailors her lessons to meet students' needs. She regularly communicates with parents and works with them as partners in education. Her willingness to go the extra mile to serve students, parents, and colleagues is evident in the wide array of committees and school teams she serves on. As part of the ExCEL award nomination process, our observation team visited Ms. Sanders' classroom and said this about Ms. Sanders. She displayed superior classroom management skills and excellent use of technology. She had excellent rapport with her students, and they hung on her words. Ms. Sanders' weekly communications home and her daily data collection system are stellar in guiding her class instruction. And finally, she is a true advocate for students. Ms. Sanders, on behalf of the Jefferson County Public School District, it is my honor to present to you the Superintendent's Medallion. Thank you for the excellent work you do for our district students.
We wouldn't be here today if Miss Sanders were not a special teacher. Let's have everybody clap that thinks Miss Sanders is a special teacher. She's special to those who she's already taught, the ones she's teaching now, and the younger ones that she's going to be teaching down the road. And on top of just teaching and being a great teacher in the classroom, I notice here she does other things, and she might mention these things during class once in a while. That she has worked in the community, involved in the Phillies group, working on various projects, including the clothes closets, preparing packages for deployed soldiers. That's very important. So not only is she helping our community by teaching you all, she's helping the community outside the school building. When a lot of people don't do that, a lot of people don't volunteer and work for free for no payment whatsoever. But Miss Sanders is one of those special teachers that does that as well. So on behalf of the Jefferson County Board of Education, I'd like to present to Miss Sanders, the teacher at this school who is a great Greathouse teacher and a great teacher in all of Jefferson County Public Schools. Thank you very much.
And I noticed that the car in front of me had a bumper sticker. And I was reading the bumper sticker and it said, "Practice random acts of kindness." Some of you may have seen that. Well, that's kind of sweet. But then I was thinking, that's also kind of like Ms. Sanders, except that she goes even one better than that because she practices every day very intentional acts of kindness for all of you. And that's really what we're here to recognize and celebrate. So it's really an honor as a fellow teacher to be able to recognize a teacher that sets an example for all of us, a teacher that we can look up to and say, I want to be like that. And that's what we're talking about with Ms. Sanders. And when the teachers in Jefferson County recognize one another, the highest honor that we give is our Schoolhouse Award from one teacher to another. And so it's my honor to be here and present to Ms. Sanders a schoolhouse from the teachers of Jefferson County Public Schools.
Ms. Sanders was Andrew's 4th grade teacher last year, and she's had just a huge impact on Andrew's life. She has encouraged him to be a leader and to have confidence in himself. She has shown him that it's okay to make an educated guess at an answer in class. Whether it's right or wrong, it's that leap of faith that you take in yourself. She teaches in a way, as you all know, that makes learning fun. She has shown our children that learning doesn't always have to be boring, that knowledge is something to be proud of. When a child like Andrew gets up in the morning, looking forward to the school day, and comes home sharing with us, his parents, and they don't like to talk to us that much anymore, but he came home sharing what he had learned every day. That's an amazing feat. Ms. Sanders' classroom competitions always kept everyone excited and involved with all of the school's fundraisers and competitions between the classes. Despite all of the weather-related delays and days off last year, she kept the kids focused and ready to give their best each day. What a really wonderful year we had with Ms. Sanders. I think my son would agree, and I probably will embarrass him, sorry, that one of the high points of his summer vacation was just getting to see and say hello to Ms. Sanders on the way to camp. She's that special of a person in our lives that was the high point of camp, was just saying hello to Ms. Sanders. While Andrew is thoroughly enjoying 5th grade this year, he confided in me early in the school year, and he was speaking of Ms. Sanders. He said, "I just miss her so much." That's the kind of attachment that these kids form with Ms. Sanders. Luckily for Andrew, Ms. Sanders has taken over the role of quick recall coach this year. So now, twice a week, he can not only see Ms. Sanders, but show her that all of her hard work has made him a smart and competent competitor, ready to take on any opponent and make her proud of what she has done to help him become who he is today. And she does this on a daily basis for all of our students here at Greathouse. What an amazing teacher for us to have been so lucky to have in our lives. I just want to say thank you, Ms. Sanders, and I promise I won't cry. I just want to say thank you for blessing our children with the great gift of loving to learn. Thank you.
I wasn't sure how to react when I received the teacher assignment in the mail that day 2 summers ago. I knew Miss Sanders, but I didn't really know Miss Sanders. She had been a resource teacher here at Greathouse for several years, but she hadn't been a classroom teacher for very long, so I didn't know what to expect. But I quickly learned that my apprehension was misplaced. Miss Sanders turned my son, my sweet, smart, but shy and self-conscious little boy, into a confident and prolific learner. 4th grade was really a turning point for Paul, and Miss Sanders helped steer him toward being the conscientious, focused student he is today. Mrs. Sanders truly deserves this award. She makes learning fun, and she turns fun into learning too. Paul totally agreed with that statement when I was practicing. Ms. Sanders creates a safe and loving environment where she's able to push students to reach their potential. 4th grade is a big step up for students, and she gives them the confidence that they can do it because they're already doing it for her. Mrs. Sanders teaches them about more difficult and grown-up concepts and ideas, and she treats the kids with respect when she's doing that. So Mrs. Sanders is one of 6 Jefferson County teachers to receive the ExCEL Award this school year. So I'm going to do my 4th grade math again and figure that since there are 6,000 teachers in Jefferson County, she's 1 in 1,000. I think she's 1 in 1,000,000, and I think you guys do too. Thanks for all you've done for my son and my family and my school. You're terrific. Congratulations.
Let me start by saying what an honor it is to be standing up here telling you all about Miss Sanders. She's the kind of teacher you dream of having for your child, and she's the kind of teacher your child will never forget. Mrs. Sanders is fun. She's the one wearing the rainbow wig and the giant sunglasses for the Greathouse Gallop just because her class met their fundraising goal. She's also the one who teaches her class to line dance on rainy days when they can't go outside to play. Miss Sanders is creative and a lover of the arts. She's the one, with the help of a small group of parents, who managed to tie-dye cool t-shirts for the entire 4th grade class. Are your hands still red from that project? And who can forget her beautiful voice? Miss Sanders is the one who brought all of the adults to tears when she sang God Bless America during last year's Patriotic Assembly. As a teacher, Ms. Sanders is patient and encouraging. She goes the extra mile to make sure her students get it, whatever that it may be. She builds their confidence and is her students' biggest cheerleader. Ms. Sanders' dedication to Greathouse and to her students is second to none. Okay, here's the hard part. You're amazing. And you're one of a kind. And I can't think of anyone more deserving. Congratulations.
Good afternoon and welcome everybody. I am Nimrit Singh from Mrs. Sanders' class. I am here to tell everybody a few special things about our teacher, Mrs. Sanders. Mrs. Sanders is a very special teacher who deserves this award. She always tries to put a little bit of challenge to everything, which is great. Mrs. Sanders is best out of all the teachers I've had. Mrs. Sanders is strict on important things like a fire drill. She's lenient on how she understands any problem and tries to fix it. She works very hard to get everything done. School can be a bit of a challenge, but she makes it feel like it's not. We're very grateful to all she has done for us. is Rachel Curry. I was in Miss Sanders' 4th grade class last year. 4th grade was one of the best years of my life. Miss Sanders encouraged me to try new things, and she always told us to try our best. Miss Sanders made learning fun. She would change a boring old lesson into something enjoyable. Miss Sanders was also a role model to all students. She always listened to what I had to say, and I always had a fun time learning with her. She even helped me build up my confidence to try out for problem solving. Even though I'm not in Miss Sanders' class this year, I still stop by and give her hugs since she's always so nice to me. I will always remember how nice Miss Sanders is.
Great job, Rachel. Thank you. Hi, my name is Davis Smith. Last year I had the opportunity to be in Miss Sanders' homeroom class and also on her problem-solving team. She is a great teacher, the best teacher I ever had. She gave me confidence in myself, and I'm a much better student because of her. She is very patient, makes learning fun and very interesting. Students in her class don't feel pressured. Instead, they enjoy learning. I am very happy that she is receiving this award because she is very deserving of it. I know that all of her students from last year joined me in congratulating her, and I am sure that all of you in her class this year love her as much as we do. The best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. Miss Sanders definitely teaches from the heart.
I have known Mrs. Sanders for many years, and during that time I have come to find out that she is a woman who wears many hats. She is a wife, mother, teacher, daughter, sister, friend, gifted singer, social worker, tie-dyer, costume designer, mentor, antique pin collector, and a visionary, to name just a few. Today, I would like to focus on 3 of those roles that have personally impacted me. First, as a wife and mother, I have learned how challenging it can be to be a full-time teacher and effectively manage a loving home. She has done both incredibly well, but what I have learned to value most is witnessing not only Mrs. Sanders' willingness to sacrifice for her family, but also for our country. I have always had respect for men and women who have served our country, especially those who have served overseas. I was blessed to be able to work with Mrs. Sanders when her husband was deployed not once but twice. Before that time, I never realized the sacrifice that family members endure while their loved ones are serving overseas for our country. I know that we all showed our appreciation to veterans last Friday, but today I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Sanders, Josh, and Elizabeth for their sacrifice they endured for our country while her husband and their father were deployed overseas. Would you join me in that show of gratitude? Second, as a teacher, Mrs. Sanders was so very inspiring. I was blessed to be able to partner with her for the last years of my teaching career. I was always impressed with her willingness to go the extra mile for the children and for our school. Her ideas and insights have blessed many. Personally, some of the new ideas in education were very difficult for me to embrace. Mrs. Sanders gently guided me to incorporate those new ideas into my teaching. Her encouragement and support helped make my final years of teaching to be not only effective, but enjoyable. She always respected my old school ways and encouraged me to merge those ways with new ideas so that I could be the best teacher I could be. It was a great partnership, and I'm grateful for that, and I do miss it. Finally, I wish to share that of all the roles Mrs. Sanders plays, the one I treasured most is her role as my friend. Over the past few years, she and I have dealt with many challenges, not just professionally, but also personally. I know that when I needed a listening ear, she was always willing to listen first and then using some of her social worker skills helped guide me in a positive and caring direction. Often, when the changes in education came and I was overwhelmed, Mrs. Sanders would first again listen and then offer help on making the changes doable and again enjoyable. When I really had no idea on how to approach something or really just didn't want to do it, she would utter what became my favorite 7 words: "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." And she would. Mrs. Sanders was my team teacher, but more importantly, she became my valued and treasured friend. In conclusion, I have always known what a gem of a teacher Mrs. Sanders is. I am grateful she is receiving today the affirmation and encouragement she so richly deserves. Thank you.
What they did, Ms. Sanders, each student in the classroom put their thumbprint on the plate, and it looks like a lot of different bugs, and it was fired in the kiln, and something for you to take home and remember this current class by.
You know, the sad thing is, in the classroom, I'm fine. Up here, I'm shaking. First off, let me say thank you, WHAS-11, LG&E, Dr. Hargens, Brent, McKim, Ms. Davis, fellow colleagues, friends, family, parents, and most of all, students. As I started to think about what I would say today, I found it very hard to put into words all of the emotions and thoughts. I feel very humbled to have the opportunity to work daily with such a wonderfully talented bunch of teachers and staff. From the moment I walked into this school building and heard my first Mrs. Copas, "Hello, can I help you?" I knew I was somewhere special. Teaching for me has always been a true dream. As a child, we often think about things we would possibly like to do when we grow up. When I was 5, I remember playing school with my Barbies and stuffed animals. I would line them all up and write on my Fisher-Price schoolhouse chalkboard the assignment for the day, which was usually C-A-T, spells cat. When I got into grade school, I thought I was someone special because when I got done with all of my daily classwork, my 6th grade teacher would let me check the completed papers, and she even let me correct them with the teacher's red pen. Boy, how poignant those days are now, looking back. As I stand here looking at all of these wonderful smiling faces, I can't help but think, is it really me? Is it truly me teaching them? Or is it the other way around? Each day comes with a new adventure. From learning about the new puppy running around the Connor and Grissom house, to how problem-solving tryouts went yesterday. Oh, the stories that I could tell. And yes, we do get around to daily classworks and daily learning targets, but being a teacher means so, so much more. I can't help but think that I am one of the luckiest people in the world. I have a wonderful, supporting family. Colleagues that I can cry, laugh, and sometimes even scream with. Parents who understand that I truly care for their children. And students who at times forget and call me Mom. What a true honor. How many other people get those types of rewards? I always start the year out by telling my parents and students that we are a family. This is something I truly believe, and I think that is one of the things that make our classroom special. For that brief moment in a child's life, They are part of 2 caring families. So thank you, parents, for allowing me the opportunity to love and academically mold your children. I see their fire to learn, their passion to explore, and to excel just as much as you do. And thank you, students, for coming in eager each day with a smile on your face and "what are we doing today" attitude. And finally, thank you, teachers. I could simply rattle off story after story about how each one of you truly are special to me. Thank you once again for this wonderful award. I will humbly accept this on behalf of all my fellow teachers. I will keep this special moment in my heart forever. It is with this honor that I continue my journey to make sure that all students not only learn, but learn to love learning. Thank you.